gonna be honest with you guys. The city of Gresham does not have the best skate park ever. This is pretty rough. Oops. This wall here is pretty fun. Oop. Yikes. Backsmith. There we go. Fakie. Okay, so I thought it might be fun to kind of demystify a trick that I think a lot of people are scared of, and that is the blunt to fakie. So there's actually two ways to do the blunt to fakie. There's the cool way, and then there's the way that I do it. The way that I do it is very safe. It involves kind of the same muscle memory that you need for doing a pivot to fakie. Now I think what scares a lot of people is your entire board, so both set of wheels are over the coping, so no wheels are still kind of in the wall. With like a lot of other tricks, at least one wheel is still in the wall. With the blunt fakie, both wheels are outside the wall, and you have to actually do a little ollie and get it back in. I think that what scares a lot of people is landing like this and then falling. That's probably the scariest part, but the way that I do them, it doesn't really ever happen. So let me show you a couple of blunt to fakies the way that I do them. Again, it does not look as cool. Whew. This rock could have been a really big disaster. So yeah, I blunt and then pop it back in. But the whole idea is that the way that I do them, instead of popping back in and having both wheels touch the wall at the same time, I pop it back in and my back wheel hangs on a little bit and waits for my front wheel, and then my front wheel goes down. And doing it like that, I never really mess up. I can do them for days and never hang up, never fall. So it's a really like safe way to do them. So just because I can do them pretty consistently doesn't mean that I never fall on these. Sometimes your board will just get stuck in this position and you don't get any pop. That's pretty rare. I think what happens mostly to people is they fall because they hang up. And that, honestly, I haven't hung up on a blunt to fakie in years. Okay, so I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is gonna take a little bit of guts to just kind of pop that ollie back into the wall. But there is some things that you can do to make yourself a little bit more comfortable going back in that little fakie manual. You guys, I can't fakie manual like on flat. Like, I suck at fakie manuals, but when it comes to doing it on transition, it's a lot different. You can hold a fakie manual if you just practice it a little bit. So some of the ways that I would practice is just doing this. I call it ghosting, because you just kind of ride up, hold the manual, and then hold it until you get back down. Hold it, better you can get at it, the easier it's gonna be to like feel it. But seriously, like, and I would get as good at this as you possibly can, because then when you want to do these tricks, it's all going to start feeling the same. So there are some ways that you can work up to the blunt to fakie, but to be honest, I would actually discourage you from learning the blunt to rock to fakie, because what I feel like happens is a lot of people learn them where they get into the blunt and then they kind of just pop it, and then most of their board is still on the deck and it's just their back wheels that are in the wall. And sure, you're technically doing the trick, but it's not actually teaching you to keep your weight in the wall. You need to keep your weight in the wall. Landing on the deck isn't really going to help you. So doing blunt rock to fakies where you land like this, I don't think is a helpful stepping stone. I actually think that learning the blunt grab-ins are a little bit better. All right, just realized that other angle was horrible. So yeah, here we go. Again, grabbing it in, a lot more helpful. Unless you do blunt rocks like this. Like the way I do them, still kind of like, I still keep my body in the wall. But again, grab in, a lot more helpful. All right, guys, well, I think that's all I have for this episode. Thanks for watching. Go try some blunt to fakies, and I'll catch you next time. Later.